Yo, what is up guys? Today we're discussing what I believe is one of the hardest parts about being a man in today's day and age, and that is the art of expressing vulnerability. Before I commence, I want you all to keep in mind that this is subjective and based purely off my own lived experience as a cisgendered, heterosexual man who was raised by immigrants. What is vulnerability? To me, vulnerability is the art of exposing yourself. Not in a fashion that would land you in prison or on a watch list, but in a way that opens yourself up and allows others to peer in. To be vulnerable is to give people an authentic piece of yourself in a bid for genuine connection, essentially giving them a chance to engage in a meaningful interaction with you. It's to internally process your emotions, try your best to understand what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, and to then honestly share this with people around you. This is not the same as being an absolute dickhead and justifying it by saying, "Oh, I'm just brutally honest," or "I tell it as it is." It could be as simple as using a curse word in front of a coworker in a professional setting, or as serious as divulging your deepest, darkest secrets to the person you trust most in this world. What's so special about being vulnerable? To be vulnerable is to be authentic. It encourages you to be honest to yourself and those around you. People can sense when you're being genuine and they'll appreciate it. They'll trust you more and potentially display a little more vulnerability themselves. Suddenly the quality of your connection with that person increases tenfold. Your relationships with the people around you actually start to mean something. Another fantastic benefit to being vulnerable is it holds you accountable to what you really want. There's no point actively trying to become more vulnerable without putting in the work to understand what you really want. But by figuring it out and then communicating it to the people you care about, you significantly reduce your chance of harboring resentment. You stop yourself from becoming an emotional martyr. It's easy to feel strong if you're gritting your teeth and keeping it all in. That's what we, as men, have been conditioned to think is strong. To put our needs on hold and mindlessly say yes to the requirements of our family and loved ones. But that's a recipe for disaster. It's not sustainable and it diminishes the quality of your relationship with these people. It's so much more labor in the long run too. For as long as we can remember, men have been expected to bottle up their feelings and remain traditionally tough or strong. Unfortunately, it's a little difficult to undo centuries of social conditioning just like that. I have found, however, that in today's social climate, men are being actively encouraged to be vulnerable, to process their emotions, to speak out, and to seek assistance if required. But we're not even close to the end goal, unfortunately. It's a start. People talk about it. You see campaigns advocating for this kind of stuff. But unfortunately, the stigma attached to vulnerability in men is well and truly alive. We've also got this new wave of influencers like Andrew Tate who are doing a great job of brainwashing young boys and men and reinforcing the negative stereotypes attached to being vulnerable as a male. Unfortunately, in many cultures and groups around the globe, vulnerability is still seen to be a sign of weakness, even though at a face level society is slowly encouraging men to become a little less emotionally constipated. Now obviously there are downsides to being vulnerable. Just as other genuine folk can sense this vulnerability from a mile off, so can the shitty ones who'll try take advantage of it. That's where you've got to learn how to assess others and try your best to understand their intentions. Easier said than done. But just because there are some bad apples out there, or you've been burnt as a result of your attempt to be vulnerable in the past, it does not mean you should lose hope and give up on it entirely. There is risk, but the reward is so worth it. I know this isn't motorcycle related, but being a traditionally male-dominated hobby, I thought it'd make a lot of sense to share this with you guys. Hopefully it resonates with a few of you out there, or at the very least gets you thinking about how you process your emotions, your needs, and your interactions with others. I encourage you all to have a think about this and drop a constructive comment down below with any thoughts or opinions you have. Thanks so much for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I will catch you on the next one.
You say you got them guns, but I've never seen you bang. You say